Control-Logix Maintainer Certificate Chapter 5, Navigating through the Studio 5000 Logix Designer application. Our objectives are to locate application and project components and interpret program flow within the task, program, and routine structure. Let's open a new Studio 5000 project. I'm going to begin typing Studio 5000 and click the icon. And here's our splash screen. You can see we can create a new project, we can open an existing project, or we can open some recent projects. I'm going to open an existing project. I'll navigate over to my desktop and select the appropriate piece of code. And click Open. Once the project opens, I'll navigate to the controller organizer and open the control program and select my lights routine. To the right, the routine editor displays the ladder logic for this routine. Here we can see several rungs of logic. The left side of the screen is currently displaying our controller organizer. We have two tabs at the bottom, the controller organizer and the logical organizer. The controller organizer allows us to view our controller properties, our controller tags, our tasks, programs, and routines, as well as data types, trends, and our chassis I/O configuration. The logical organizer allows us a little bit of flexibility in how we arrange objects typically found within the controller organizer. A lot of programmers don't even realize that this exists, but it allows us a way to rearrange items for our preference. The main window to the right can operate as a routine editor or a tags window. If you navigate to your controller organizer and double-click on any routines, that routine's logic will be displayed in the routine editor. Double-clicking on your controller tags will allow you to monitor existing tags, and selecting the Edit Tags tab will allow you to create or modify tags. Studio 5000 has a standard toolbar along the top, allowing us to create a new project, open an existing project, save our work, as well as some other functions such as tag search, file or program verify, and zooming in or out of our current routine. Beneath the standard toolbar is an online toolbar, which allows us to monitor if we're currently connected to a processor, if so, what mode the processor is in, and whether or not there are currently any forces, edits, as well as other status. The Language Element toolbar allows us to select whichever instructions we need to write our logic. You can see the numerous tabs where instructions are categorized by type. We have bits, timers, math, move, and the toolbar usually defaults to the Favorites tab. For example, if I wanted to add a rung to this particular piece of logic, I could click the Add Rung icon. And if I wish to add an examine on, I could click and release, or I could select the instruction and drag it down to an insertion point. Obviously, these instructions still need to be addressed to tags after their initial placement on the rung. Studio 5000 has an output window that contains tabs for search results, watch, and errors. It's currently not open. But if I were to search for any instance of an accumulated value in this program and click Find All, the output window opens on the Search Results tab with a list of places in the program where a .acc resides. Single-clicking the results will take me to the place in the program where that search string is found. If I go to the Errors tab, I have 0 errors in the program, which is unusual for me, so let's create one. I'll misspell a tag, and the red X dutifully appears, and when verifying the controller, we see 1 error. Clicking will lead us to that error. Fix the error, and it disappears. Finally, the Watch tab allows us to see any data in an open routine. For example, the amber light or the red light in this routine. And if I change routines, we can monitor that routine's tags. For example, start. Often overlooked in Studio 5000 is this path toolbar. It allows us to see the set communications path to the project's controller. Now, imagine this scenario. You've set up a communications path to a controller in machine A on an Ethernet network. You get it running, and then you decide to modify this same code and overwrite machine B on the same network. If you haven't changed the comms path, you're going to overwrite the wrong processor in machine A. So before downloading to a processor, always check your comms path to make sure you're pointing to the right controller. Another option is to go to Communications, Who Active, and select the controller from a list. Finally, we have the Help menu, which the documentation sometimes calls the Help system. Clicking on Instruction Help allows us to learn about specific instructions. For example, if we needed guidance on how the greater than or equal to instruction functions, we could go to Instruction Help, scroll down to the Compare Instructions, and look for GEQ. From here, we'd find a wealth of information about the parameters for that instruction and exactly how it works.